Hi, this is Michael from lifelessonsatlunch.com and Sarah Michaels Charity Ministries Incorporated. A couple things I want to talk about today is behavior and rehab. Now, the reason why I want to talk about that is because when we think about rehab, I have to attend a rehabilitation rehab clinic to help better my degree and help better myself. Because any type of education is important. Any type of education will always improve your life. That's just the bottom line. Education is lifelong. What I've learned is rehab isn't like, oh my gosh, you're in rehab, they're going to put you on drugs, and they're going to do this and that, and you're going to be locked up. No, there's an outpatient rehab, and there is an inpatient. The inpatient is when you stay there because you don't have an environment, or you don't have a home, and you're trying to get better. It's hard to get better when you live on the street or you live in a dysfunctional, destructive environment. You go to rehab all day, and then you come home, and here's everybody drinking, partying, being mean to you, degrading you, and everything. So you stay there just to get a clean, wholesome environment to feel better. I know I've gone home and felt horrible, and it's difficult. It's difficult to stay straight and narrow when you are battling so many components. So in-house rehab is just an environment where you feel and are safe. Now, the outpatient rehab is when you go down and you learn. You know, you go to classes and everything. And that's what I'm in right now, the outpatient, where I can go down there and participate and learn for my degree and have that certificate. I have to complete the course so I can have a certificate to say, you know, I've been through the counseling, I've been through the certification, I've been to the 12-step program. I have everything that I've done so I can understand it and teach it. Now I can go ahead and teach this because I'm saving all my documents. Well, what's interesting. It's not about alcohol and them drilling you and drugs. It's about behavior. And we were studying right now anger and communication. Why? Because anger is a catalyst. It pushes you towards going to the deep end. It pushes you to not feel good about yourself and run away from the reality of life. So when you want to do that, you numb yourself, you medicate yourself. And that's when you shouldn't do that, you can't do that because it disrupts your normal life. It disrupts your relationships, it disrupts your work, it disrupts yourself. You start to change because your brain chemistry starts to change when you continually do something that is unhealthy, that alters you. When things alter you, it's going to affect you eventually. Even if you eat too much, you smoke too much, you drink too much, anything that's going to be excessive because it becomes damaging. Another thing about rehab is we study behavior, but we also study other things like how to avoid relapse, which means running away again. Again, behavior. So if you think you're in trouble, don't be afraid to seek those things out. They analyze you, they assess you, and they tell you this is the best place for you. You go, and then you learn, and you open up, and it takes a while. You got to remember that you have given up on life is why you're in this situation. My faith was always been like at an 8 or 9, and then when I got depressed, it was at a 1. And now it's about a 7 or 8. And now with the new foundation and charities, I'm getting up there again. I feel really good. So that's the pinpoint. Now the behavior part I want to talk about is using the extremities. You get me angry. You piss me off. You are irresponsible. See, if you want to communicate with somebody, you don't use you or I. You use things like I feel, or I believe, or I think. The reason why is because when I say you make me angry, now you're going to get defensive. You can't focus when you're defensive. We can't communicate when you're defensive. And if I come with anger, guess what? Anger is going to come right back at me. So if I challenge you, you're going to challenge me right back. You're going to come after me. So nothing gets done. Nothing. So I want to make you remember, when you're trying to communicate with somebody, you're going to take a step back, you're going to have to breathe, and you're going to have to say, you know, I really feel this way when you do that. Or anyone would feel this way, I believe, when this happens. So let's not make this happen. Anyway, just a few tidbits. I wanted to give you a quick 5 minutes thing about behavior, about rehab, about don't be fearful, about using you and I instead of I feel and I believe or I think. That's all. Michael, lifelessonsatlunch.com, and Sarah Michaels Charity Ministries Incorporated. We will have our tax ID number September 9th. Have a fantastic day, and thank you for listening. God bless you.